Hello. Let's see if this works. Just setting up a lot of new widgets and things, so if some things are still a bit off, then that could be it. So let's see how this works. I think we're live. So yeah, another stream in which I do a lot of mod development. It took a little bit longer to get the stream going because I got a new webcam, so I no longer have to use my phone to record hand movement. So I got a new webcam for that. So, but yeah, I think Monday or yesterday we did the last stream. We were working on implementing what you call it, Feywood furniture. So we made a lot of Feywood furniture, and today we're gonna continue working on that because the chairs are still a little bit broken. Yeah, Terraria should be booting up now. I hope. There we go. But thanks for stepping by, Austin. Oh yeah, that's the thing, because I'm using the new version of the mod loader, like mods always get updated, so even mods I don't use. Might have to tweak the mod setup a little bit because I was just getting started. I'm actually gonna close the door real quick. There we go. It's all the T-posing. It's like when I get out of sight. So yeah, let's first just put on the right mods. I think my mods is enabled, which is great. Starlight River shouldn't need to be enabled for now, so I'll just disable that and enable Heroes mod to get our godly powers. But so far things are working well, so that's nice. Runic. Welcome, Sketchy. Let's go with Rune, which is my testing character. And then I go to the Fluffy Donut soup shop. Flash, you might know this world is basically, we use this world for Let's Play as well, but I basically turned this into my testing world. But yeah. I won't do anything weird. If you would rather have me make my own world for this, please let me know for streaming. It's like, but yeah, yesterday, and welcome by the way. Yesterday we or like last time, just gonna get rid of this little fella, which I also animated. It's like a lot of fun to like create all the little fire effects. It's like a little guy that walks across like this. Oh, I'm being attacked. I was giving you compliments. I mean, maybe because I called him little, he didn't like it. But yeah. Goodbye. You could end it. Yeah, basically, I previously had my own world, but my hard drive got like vanished, so my best world with everything on it was this world. So yeah, that happens. I don't no longer have my old Terraria worlds, which is kind of a shame, but so yeah, let's show some of the stuff we made. So last time we made these chairs, which work fine when you place them this way, but they don't work fine when you place them this way. So that's something I have to look after. And oh yeah, we also made these pianos. Let's see where. So we have like at least some furniture in there, so that's nice. And yeah, I also have made some weapons already for this mod for those that who weren't on last time. As of right now, I have 3 weapons in this mod, which is this gun, which shoots, surprise. So you can tap it like this and deals a good amount of damage. You do it like this. Rip Frederick. So also deals a lot of knockback when you do it like this. But yeah, you might think, well, it looks like a machine gun, so yeah, it can also be used like a machine gun when you hold it. And it kind of gets out of hand real quick. But as you can see, the damage isn't as high as it used to be. As when you, I mean, the overall damage is higher. You do like 300 DPS, but when you tap it, it deals a little bit more damage per shot. And then there's this bow, which I'm still working on, so you might get some errors, but basically you shoot it, and it gets this little trill. And when you shoot the new arrow, the trill from the old one vanishes. So basically, it just only the last arrow has a trill, and when you press the right button, you switch, do a little switcheroo with your arrow, and you can spam it, but you'll take chaos state damage, just like when you use the Rod of Discord. And you can also like do shenanigans with this, like you shoot it, and then you're like, I shoot it again. So you can actually damage it twice if you are like really good. Well, that's just with unholy arrows. Like, it works with all arrows, so can also just... There's a lot of tricks you can do with that, which is like one of the nice parts about this weapon. And then the other weapon which I made was this blade, which I spent a lot of time on the visual side of things. It basically looks a lot like the old Terra blade, in the sense that it shoots out a projectile. But yeah, you basically, when you hit something, you teleport towards it, and you can hit it. So let's just see what happens if I do the Eater of Worlds with this weapon, because that's a funny boss to do with it. Eater Worlds. See how this goes. So basically you can really, if you do it right, you can dodge a lot of attacks. So you can even like phase into projectiles. I might tweak the invulnerability time still a little bit more, because it's kind of strong. But yeah, if you just stand here, you do get damage, so you do have to dodge. But I just have a lot of armor, so it doesn't do a lot of damage. So it gives you like a little bit of time to get out of the way when you dodge, when you face them. But yeah, you have to be careful when you do that. And also depends on the kind of boss you're fighting. Like this boss is a little bit earlier on, so you don't really get this weapon this early. But for example, if you would be fighting the Destroyer, you would want to have like some opportunity to get close without actually dying. So it's still a tricky weapon to balance. So. But the fun one. And Flash, you say, I wonder how different it would be if it moved up and down that in that arc than just be completely random. Oh, you mean the machine guppy? I mean, that would be funny. Like, it would slowly recoil up and up more. You have to like, yeah. What happens if the two sword projectiles hit two targets at the same time? Do you teleport twice? You say? Actually, no. There's a global cooldown. So, because you can also just, when you hit something with your sword, you also teleport. Just to streamline things a little bit when you are attacking in close quarters. But the cooldown of everything is global. So that's also to keep the overall hit window the same. So because the cooldown is global, like you can't really choose the time between the attacks. So you really do have a global moment between attacks in which you are vulnerable. So you really have to manage the rhythm of your attacks in that sense. But if you're doing it well, like, you can really use the invulnerability frames to your advantage. So yeah, these are like the weapons I've spent the most time on, and they're also like a lot of fun to work on, especially with the effects. And it can be a little bit unpredictable since it does have like a little bounce, but that also adds to the chaos of using the weapon. It's like a chaotic weapon, so I do like when there's like a little bit of chaos to it. But then again, maybe testing will make me do things a little bit different. Yeah, the swing visual. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on this visual. And basically it renders another projectile on top of it. So it basically just uses the basic swing and then it uses a custom projectile that kind of has its own arc. But kind of constrained to the arc of the sword. So it isn't perfect, but then again, what is? um, and I also make like some basic dust particles I added to it. So that's the chaotic effect I mentioned earlier. I like sometimes these things bounce up and it's something right there. But I do like how it feels. So yeah, so it's a bit tricky to get the positioning right, but I feel like it works quite well. Yeah. Austin, you asked a good question. How many hours does it take for me? Yes, to make these things. Well, clearly not enough because there's still some errors. Which I have. Basically, I know why I have this error, and I can show it. Oops. How many hours does it take me to create these things? It depends. Like for example, the machine guppy I made made really relatively quickly because like it doesn't have like a lot of additional effects. And getting the system for the facing together took me a little bit, but then again, that system I can use for the weapons too, so I can actually reuse that. But it took me a few hours to make that, spending a few days on that. And then, yeah, the basic weapons themselves, of course, they need sprites make, so the sprites take like a little bit of time to make. But I do like spending a lot more time on these weapons to have like quality weapons. So I would rather spend a lot of time on a single weapon so that it's a really high quality weapon than to have like a lot of weapons that are not high quality. So um, I do go in there with the intent of spending a lot of time on each weapon. Um, just to have that polished feel to it. Because there's already like a lot of mods that add like a lot of content. So I kind of have like, yeah, adding a lot of content doesn't really like improve the game because there's already a lot of content. So I want to have like the content that I do add, um, to have that like be like high quality. What's the total hours spent on this mod? So far, uh, I mean, I can look at how many team loader hours I have, but that's not representative. I think less than 100. Might be less than 100. I hope it's less than 100. Let's see. Team loader. Yeah, I only have like 112 hours of the loader playtime, but then again, that does not include all of the coding and making art. So I would say I've been working on it for about 100 hours, maybe. But then again, I did also make some sprites before, and I'm not sure if I counted that. I'm counting that time. So maybe coding and testing 100 hours. That doesn't include spriting. I'm just getting started because aside from these three weapons and this furniture, I have not implemented a lot yet. So I'm still quite early in the process of making this mod. Oh, this is such a dangerous question, Austin. How many hours of Terraria have I played? Much? The valid answer? No, I've actually played Terraria since day one. I bought it on release. Uh, and yeah, the hours quickly rack up, especially as I've spent time on previous mods. So I think before I made like Cheese Content Pack, which was like old mod for 1.3. And I spent over 1,000 hours just working on that mod. So that's like 1/3 of my time spent Terraria is these. Oh, this one. Like I think spent like 1/3 to half my time on Terraria working on that mod, and the other mod was like, yeah. So I don't really want to say the number because it makes it sound a lot, but let's just say it starts with a 3. Um, 3 with the number of zeros attached to it. Oh yeah, I was implementing the chair, and I think the item works fine. But yeah, that's basically also a good thing because I'm also gonna stream Terraria, and I'm basically a walking encyclopedia because I've played the game so much. Okay, yeah, I have. Okay, I'll give you the exact number, and that doesn't include the mod loader. It's way too much. It's 3,200 hours. But it's the kind of game you keep playing, also because it's like so much to it, especially when you develop content for it. I mean, same, but it also helped me to get into my art school, so I basically just showed around mods from which I was working on back when we were in the 1.4 digits for sure. Back in the 1.3 era, I was working on these mods. Sorry, that mod got me into art school, so. But yeah, 3,200. It's a lot. But yeah, that's over like 12 years. So, like, if it's 3,200 in a year, I would be a little bit more concerned. um, it's like also a game I keep going back to, so that's really nice. Let's go to tiles. And go to the chair. Why can't I turn around? Maybe it has to do with this tile thing. I don't know. Hey, welcome. What? Have a nice day, and thanks for being on the stream. Yeah. Play with piano. Yeah, I think I need to do one thing. This is the tile, and I need to change this little data, and then get this over because I think this tile 1x1 might actually make it a little bit problematic, as I would say. And so I really want to make sure like I use a style that is compatible with chairs, which is I think 1x2. Yeah, thanks for dropping by. So 1, yeah. So I'll keep talking and I hope it doesn't explode. Oh. We'll see. Will it explode? Will it not explode? Only time will tell. That's the funny part about modding. It's like you never know when things are gonna explode. I will mute the other music because Terraria still has music. No, two music is a little bit too much. Just a little bit. And then we go to single player. But this one I'll use that one, otherwise I might actually join that world with mods I shouldn't have. And some things I should have enabled, not enabled. So let's see how the chairs go. Does this break my game? Does not. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah. I feel like this might have not been the issue. Okay. Fine. I'll keep this open. I can always recompile. So then it must have something to do with the chairs. I mean the style. The chairs themselves. Because it has to do with the style replicant. Add more styles. I don't think. Yeah, this might be wrong. Yeah, I'm actually gonna look at what they do with the example mod. If they actually have like a flipped chair sprite. Or if that's something that happens like by the software, using the software. Content. Tiles. Furniture, chair. I would like to know what the chair looks like. Yeah, I see, I see, I see. Okay, okay. They do actually do that. That's fair. Okay. Interesting. Might think, what am I talking about? Well, basically what I'm talking about is this. Um, this is how the chair looks, like the kind of sprites they use. So they do have like a flipped chair, the towel. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like create my own flipped chairs. So one facing left and one facing right. So that's the same. And then I would also have to do the highlights the same. These are basically the same, but yeah. So that's something I have to do. I will use my program called asprite for that. Which is basically... Let me go there. Go to the Terraria folder. There we go. Saw some commission, but that's not a private commission. If it was an NDA commission, I would be screwed. But luckily, it's not an NDA commission. It's gonna be something if I work on NDA projects. I'd be really careful. So yeah, let's open this chair. Basically, we have one facing left. Then we want one facing right. Which I basically do just by doing this. taking this and flipping this. That should work. And I can just export it. And then I do this fancy thing called select. Do have this trick up on my sleeve. Let's see if I can actually find it. It's a select thing. I think. Edit. Yeah. Well, there are easier ways, but I know there's like an outline thing, but I think it's no, it's a magic wand thing. Maybe I'm confused with another software, but that's fine. I mean, I can't just do this. I kind of just want to do it the old-fashioned way. I mean, the new-fashioned way. Which basically means that I can. Where is it? Oh yeah, no, not all of it. Sprites, select. It has to do with this one. Oh, yeah, there we go. Like normally I find this in like 5 minutes, but maybe it's the streaming thing where I'm like, yeah, you know what? So yeah, I want to show that. So first I go to this and I select everything. Basically just select all the things. So now I have everything selected. Then I go to select and I go to modify and I press border and I press one px, and then I go to this and I make everything fully white and then I press F, and now I have an outline. And now I just oops, it's the wrong layer. And I press F, and I have an outline. And I basically just have to go to here. I can just remove the down part right here and here too because that's not relevant. And I disable this layer, and then wham, we have outlines. Highlights. Highlight. So yeah, basically you do select, modifier, and there's like 3 of them. So border is basically you like get the border surrounding your selection, and then expand basically is what you have selected and you get like a little bit extra. And contract is basically when you have like something selected, you basically select everything except the border. So it's basically just a way to expand or de-expand your selection. It's really useful when you have like a really complex drawing and you want to create an outline to it. You basically just expand. First you do expand, and then you get like the entire drawing gets like your selection gets expanded. I can give example for that. I want to do it like this. For example, I draw this really beautiful blue Minecraft character. So just make a blue Minecraft character like this. There you go. Or maybe it's Roblox. That's fine too. So basically, when you have this character, this Roblox character, what you can do is you can basically just we do it like this. You can select everything, and then when you do modify and you do expand one, you get this selected, and then you do select modify border one, and you get all of this. And then when you use your bucket, you can actually make like a nice outline. Um, this is basically something you have to clean up, but yeah, when you do this, it's important when you do modify and you do border that you do it with the square brush. But then you still have like it's basically how it works. But yeah, we were gonna export this as a highlight chair. Export. And let's see how it works or if it works. We'll see. Can't go wrong with trying, I guess. I might actually buy like a better mic microphone sometime, because I feel like sometimes my microphone can catch like some noises, and that's not really something I like. So I might just buy one sometime. Depends on how things go. But yeah, let's just test this chair. Look at that! They look like mushrooms, which was was the intention. Look at that! They're all like little mushroom chairs. So now we just have to fill the entire world with mushroom chairs. Look at that! I like them. They're cute. Little mushroom chairs. And some of the things I also did with all the other furniture, I made all of it like mushroom themed. So, for example, this piano has like little mushroom pedestals on it. So when you like, normally they are like they are like you use them to make like your piano last longer and stuff, or hold the tones. But I made them little mushrooms. There's little mushrooms on the table. And there's like one little mushroom near the bed because there's grass here and I don't want to make everything too mushroomy. But it's like, that's a really cute aesthetic to it, I hope. Let's see. And they dropped the right amount of chairs because they're only one tile, so they're not gonna do anything weird, which is nice. But yeah, this seems to work. Yeah, then we can actually start implementing some other furniture too. Oh, they do use particles for these. I'm actually interested in seeing how they do this little candle. Because it does feel like they're using some kind of visual effect, so um it's not just a sprite, there's like an actual flame being rendered on top of it, which is interesting. Yeah. And I also made like the lamps be like a little mushroom. So, yeah, I'm still curious to see how I can make these lamps flames really be a little bit more like the water candle. To look into it. Not sure if that's gonna be something which I'm gonna do with this stream because it will take a little bit of research to get like a little bit of flame like that going. Yeah, Yeah, I think I also have like the entire thing. So let's see. I have a lot of Terraria art, so all of these are also my biome drawings. So you all know and love, I guess. Uh, like these. So I have these in my own Terraria folder. So that's nice. Um, but yeah, let's go to art and let's go to pixel art. And I also believe I might have a Terraria folder in here. I'm not sure. Um, Terraria modding. Yeah, there we go. Then I have a very furniture set A sprite. Uh, Thanks, Michael. Um, yeah. So I do like this flame, and I have animated it. But if there's like a actual flame particle we can attach to it, that would be great. But we'll see. Actually, I made them like 2-frame animations because I really wanted to see how if I can make something be animated nice with just 2 frames. Animations are relatively simple, but I guess they work. Um, Actually, I'm gonna let chat decide. Um, what one I should do next because we have the clock could be an option, and the bookshelf could be an option. The toilet could be an option. The chest could be an option. Lamp we have already implemented. The bat tube, bat tube, tube, bat tub could be an option. Not tube. Tube is like a long thing. Bat tub. And then dishwashing. Um, yeah, well, could be an option. And then I also made this bench. And also I made this one. I'm gonna give a shout out to the camping mod made by Flash Kirby. I helped him to create this one of these benches. So if you want to see these benches in your game, go play the camping mod by Flash Kirby, which is great. It's a lovely mod. So we have 2 people for the toilets. Um, yeah, make it eject fairy dust. Okay, oh, I mean fair. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Very good idea. Chest or toilet? I mean, that's 3 people for the toilet gang, so it's gonna be the toilet. Wonderful. Um, yep. I will make some kind of fairy particles emit when you attach it to a wire. So yeah, let's get this in. I think should be it. And then we save this one as a. This is the tiles, I think. First we go to the items. Furniture Feywood, and we call this the Feywood. Hey Infamous, welcome. We're gonna make a Feywood toilet. Cat decided we're gonna make a Feywood toilet. I mean, I already made it, but I gave them options. Um, Give everyone options. So we have a toilet, and then we export it, and we got 200. And I would assume for the tiles it would be relatively similar to the chairs, except with the fact that it's 2 tiles high and it can be flipped. So we'll see. I will look at the example mod if there's any differences if the example mod even has a chair. Or toilet rather. Toilet is like a fancy chair, but with a lot of additional features. Um, yeah, we have a toilet, and then we go to the tiles part. So we go to the Runic mod, and we go to tiles, and go to furniture Feywood. We also save it here first, and then I'm going to do the one thing we always need to do, modding, and that's like making 8 pixels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. This 8. So this part needs to be 1 pixel down because this will get cut off. Oh, so the example mod does have an example flame sprite. It's good to know. Thanks for that, Flash Kirby. We call this Feywood toilet. Put it at 200%, but then I think we also have to make it 17 white. Then we do this, paste this, because this one also needs to be placed left facing and right facing. And then we go to this, go to the new, and then we do the same thing as we did before. Just gonna increase the tolerance a little bit. Just gonna do select, modify, border. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a tricky thing that it takes this part too, but that's fine. You can use the border to create an outline. And we get rid of the things that are not important. Then we disable the old one. Then we have an outline. It's always faster when you do it the second time. Yeah, why does a toilet need a highlight? I mean, it's kind of gotta be the highlight of the stream. I mean, toilets kind of need a highlight because you can sit on them. And yeah, nothing more than that, just sitting on the toilet. What else would you do on the toilet? Thanks for the link, Flash. I will check it out in a second. Yes, I would also want to rename the class. Yes, that's fine. Chair. Call this toilets. This one doesn't. Okay. And that's fine. I mean, I think it was one tile smaller than that. Yeah, you had some issues. Feywood toilets. Partial. Don't think it needs a partial keyword. Unless there's something weird going on. I don't see it. 1 times 2, so that's this one is 2. I guess this should work. Can make it about 16. See how it looks. Yeah, I will look at the example toilet. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but we'll see. Oh, that's something else. I mean, it's the chair, so this is the link Flash Kirby gave me. You saw some fancy another language called Dutch. So this is the tile. Let's see what the differences are. I mean, there's a map check toilet, which is great. It's a thing, amazing. And there is a dust type attached to it. Okay. I'm actually gonna put them side by side. Still has this weird thing going on. Well, I mean, grass would be. I mean, if it's a toilet, it can make this pixie dust. Oh, yeah, so this one is actually 16 and 18. That's interesting. This is all the same. Some stuff with facing. Smart interact seems to be the same. I mean, and then there's. I mean, I'm gonna close the Solution Explorer because I don't really need it right now. Shouldn't there be like a closing thing? Oops. And I just wanted to dock it like on the side. Oh well. Let me just fix that real quick. Come on. I thought I could close it. Anyway. Now let's make it smaller. I mean, I guess there's not much of like a closing. There's just I can switch between things. But that's fine. To-do-to-do-to-doom. Smart interact. Oh yeah. Modify setting target info. What's this? This is new, I think. Yeah, this is different. Wait, create a custom fun effect to this style that vanilla toilets do not have. This shows how you can typecast the resting entity to the player and use the visual offset as well. If resting, I don't know what it does, but it seems cool. Basically, me when coding. I don't know what it does, but it seems cool. Oh yeah. The most important thing is that we can wire it. Toilet effect. Ah, I see. I see. Okay. So we have the mouse over, which is kind of the same. This one. Right click seems to be basically the same. Let me mute my mic real quick. I think I have to sneeze. Come on. I mean, my face is like kind of sneezing already, but it didn't come like out. I didn't actually sneeze yet, so I mean, it's gone already, so it's fine. No, I don't need to sneeze. It's like the when you sometimes you need to sneeze, but it's like a limbo sneeze, so you feel like you have to sneeze. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna sneeze, and then the sneeze is like, yeah, actually, no, we're not gonna sneeze. So it's like, yeah, but why do you tell me that I need to sneeze then? It's like, oh yeah, pollen season, by the way. Get pollen and you have this perpetual sense that you need to sneeze. Except, you don't. Don't know if anyone else recognized that. Projectile ID dot, yeah, toilet effect. I mean, who cares about the toilet effect? I want a pixie dragon star. No, very. I mean, yes. Why not? Ah, okay. I mean, I'm just gonna see if it basically says this green fairy is a projectile. But I mean, I can always like get rid of this projectile thing and just make a spawn a dusted. But I kind of want to see what happens when I spawn in a green fairy projectile. Kind of funny. Um, so yeah. This the one still had like this weird issue where it was like, yeah, but I don't know, and I want this to be partial, but I mean, fair. I mean, having an opening bracket is important, I guess, and having a closing bracket too. This one seems to be. Yeah, but I did make one. Oh, maybe it put it there. I only need one. So why are you confused? Hmm. Let me look at the Isn't a green fairy projectile a pet? Actually, that would be kind of funny. It spawns a pet. Oh, that would be amazing. Uh, yeah. I mean, I kind of want to see it, just to see what happens. It's like that would be amazing if they just spawn in a pet. Yeah. So this is the difference. So what is not to like? It's a motile, it's a public class. It's a duplicate. It already knows a fairy. Okay. Because there's a Fey with chair copy, which... Okay. And this one should be a chair, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. And I don't have any weird toilet shenanigans in here, so that's fine. Nothing on this was overridden. It's basically just this toilet that got confused. Because I had two chairs. I mean, two toilets. The chairs wasn't the chair, it was... I think it was rewritten because I did like a global rewrite, so it took every fairy with chair and made it a toilet. Which would be kind of funny when you think about it. Alright. So what effect should we have to the toilet? I mean, some dust would be funny. And I mean, we still really should have the poop sound effect, like the fart, but then with like a little bit of a pixie noise as well, and then have like pixie dust splattered all over. That would be funny. Hilarious. I'm not gonna make a rainbow builder though. I'll leave that to some other folks. So yeah. I've got so much furniture. I will temporarily, permanently delete this one. Toilet. It's, oh no, look, it's facing the wrong way. It's a rebel toilet. Okay, that's not how it should be. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of projectile play I was talking about. Okay. Maybe not something you would want. Because they look very bugged. I can't get rid of them. Let me go! No! You are bugs! It's a bugged fairy. Being chased by a bugged fairy. I wonder what happens if I use the fairy bell. While I have this fairy. I can actually remove it, and I don't think it was bugged, it was just because I had a die attached to it. If I remove this die, and I actually use the toilet, I get a green one. And I actually get multiple, yeah. Can get an army. There's no end to this army of fairies. I'm gonna take over the world. Not clear. Clearly, we don't have enough fairies. So, yeah, we need way more. There's no such thing as too many fairies. There we go. Yeah, this should work. I'm sure we have a great light source now. How bright are things gonna be when we go underground? That's a duck. Hello. Look at all these particles though. It's actually kind of funny. But clearly, this isn't the solution we were hoping for. It is kind of fancy, all these particle. Look at that little trail. Shoof. It isn't too fancy. It kind of works. One of the trickiest parts of actually like making this weapon, I did follow me all the way through. That's insane. Was making sure like you don't really get teleported inside of walls in the dungeon. Oh, that's unpleasant. So it took me a lot of effort to get like the face plate into a spot where you can actually use it into the inside of the dungeon in a like relatively responsible manner. Oh my god. So there are certain frames, but hey, the fairies are gone, so problem solved. But yeah, that took me a while to get right. So normally when I would just calculate the position, I would just calculate the position regardless of where the position player is. But like if there's a wall behind, you wouldn't want the player to teleport inside of the wall because kinda makes your character stuck. So I made like a little bit. I can show it. What I did to prevent the player from teleporting inside of the wall. I think yeah, I made this little while loop. So this is basically a fixed. I made the custom function for this. So basically, I check if the player's position is inside of a wall, or like the end position is inside of a wall. Used two variants because like I made it like a little bit of a um, to take in account like half steps. Um, and basically it checks that for a number of times, and if like the start position is equal to the end position, it breaks. But basically, it's yeah, it is kind of part of the fun of face stepping. uh, um, but yeah, then also the end position, the end position is like basically just fixed, so it doesn't get stuck in the wall. It basically just makes the end position closer and closer towards the actual position of the player until it doesn't see a wall anymore. It's relatively simple in that sense, but and the actual translocation I can also show how I did that. It basically uses this thing called a enumerator, which is a coroutine. And a coroutine is basically, yeah, we're gonna delve into advanced C sharp now. Basically, it's something that runs. Uh, yeah, I can imagine. I have like a clause in the while loop, so it can't, but it has to do the while loop like 10,000 times before it. Which basically doing this makes it a for loop because you can basically convert this into a for loop. You basically say max iterations would be part of the for loop. But yeah, it's basically a while loop. I turned it to a for loop. Well, it's still a while loop, but if I were to do this again, I would rewrite it as a for loop because yeah, it's basically doing the same as a for loop. Um, So yeah, the enumerator is basically a piece of code that runs separately to the main code. So it can actually just you can just continue doing stuff while this runs, which is really nice. I use a specific coroutine library for this, um, which I will put in the chat if I can remember it. um, Basically, it runs a coroutine separately to the main code, and then during that it basically repeats this for loop, which basically does all the translocation behavior, and then it does a lot of stuff. So basically there's this ending stuff, so everything gets reset near the end. And doing it in reverse order, and this is all the behavior that happens while you are translocating with the bow or the sword, and this is everything that happens before the translocation. So can kind of have like a nice structure to it. Um, and it basically has a coroutine runner. I can go to that. So I use this coroutine. Yeah, use the coroutine runner by Jeffrey Ray Johnson. I will put it in the chat. Me get that. I used this coding library. It gets into the chat. Yeah. So that's basically the coding library I use to like do that to the ability. But let's go back to the toilet. I just felt like it was funny to share a little bit about that. I did the actual ability system. So yeah, let's not spawn a green fairy. So let's get rid of this. And you are saying Flash Kirby, random burst of fairy dust in different colors. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Dust for. Let's just make a basic for loop. For 0 is larger than main dot next. Did I bring this as an int? Yeah. And we don't want to spawn a projectile, so I just get that out. I do a dust dot new dust. Make that a variable. And position is vector 2. I mean, I can just say spawn x. I believe it uses both vector positions and float positions, which basically is a vector as a combination of coordinates and floats are separate coordinates. Type is dust id dot xc. Oh no. Okay, so it does need to have a vector 2 position. Okay, that's fine. Then we do that. Coding footage. We can make like a little bit of a spawn area, like 5 by 5. It's fine to me. Maybe 6 by 6. We can always tweak this later. Just make them a little floats. I mean, there have to be ints. Okay, never mind. That's funny. Like Terraria uses a lot of integers, and I mean that makes a lot of sense because it's a pixel art game. I usually tend to use a lot of what you call it, floats myself. So I mean, there we go. But I guess when it's a pixel art game, you would want to use floats instead of ints. For those who don't know, what's the difference between a float and an int? Basically, in programming, you have two types of number containers. Well, you have more than two, but these are the most primary ones. Int number is 1, and float number 2 is 2. Basically, the difference between these two types of variables is that with an int, you can only store like entire numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But floats, they can contain digits. So like you can make 2.5556, whatever. And then you might think, yeah, well, why wouldn't you want to use a float instead of an int? But basically the reason is that floats, they lose accuracy, so they have a lot of rounding issues. So for example, if you want something to check whether something is 2.5, you can't really say um, if number 2 or like say if number 2 uh, equals 2.5 float, then it wouldn't really work because floating points are not as precise, so it doesn't have the actual value. It rounds it. It's noisy. Whereas if you have integers, so this wouldn't work, but this would work, basically. So that's basically the difference between floats and ints. Variable dust is never used. That's fine. Doesn't have to be used yet. So we have the dust, and then we have speed. So this is the one thing we want to have like random, because we want to have like an explosion of some sort. But we want to have the speed be like less. We want to have more vertical speed going up and less vertical speed going down, and then the actual width is fine. They can just be whatever. So left and right can be the same. So I believe in Terraria depth goes from top to bottom. So we actually want to decrease the amount of speed has to be negative on the y-axis, and then it can be both positive and negative on the horizontal axis. So let's do that. A fair speed x is rand main dot x float. So we can actually select a minimum value and a maximum value, which is great. So I can make this like -5 and +5. So it basically generates a float between -5 and +5. And when I do this with speed y, I can also do the same thing. So go to main.rand.next float. And then this one would go from 0.-5 to 1f. So I will allow it to go like a little bit down, but not a lot. So for example, now it should go as high and as wide it should be go, but it wouldn't go as far down. So basically, it just splashes around. It goes a little bit down and a lot up and a lot left and right. I mean, I can change these values in the future, but if it's not like where I want to be, but this is a good starting point. And then Flash was also thinking about randomizing the color, which is a good one. Yeah, let's see if I can make action as something for that. So fair color is just make this like a really red one, and then a little bit of the other colors, and then the alpha can be 0. That's fine. Yeah, and basically in Terraria, when the alpha is 0, it becomes additive. It's a strange thing, but it is what it is. This is red, and now I am thinking about, is there a way to U-shift this? So color dot. Is there a method to swap the hue? But is this a Terraria color? It's an XNA color, so I'm actually gonna Google if there's a hue shifting method available in the XNA color. How to change color hue. Because I wouldn't want the colors. I want the colors to be the same color, if that makes sense. And then shift the hue instead of like the colors being sometimes a little bit darker than the. I want them to have the same brightness. So, and then the brightness can shift around. So I can't just randomize all of this, because if I randomize it, then you can end up really low and you can end up really high. So that's something I do want to shift around. So yeah. So you're gonna go to this page. Maybe there's a method for that. I mean, I found this method, so I'm actually gonna steal this. Thank you, internet. I mean, borrow. Not a thief. I mean, who isn't with code? So I'm just gonna create a new folder called. Where is it? I shouldn't go in here. Add folder utilities. And add a new script. And I will call it color helpers. Yes, you may use that one. Interesting. Hi Isnay, welcome to the stream. I'm actually just borrowing someone's color shifting help. There might be some system classes that I need to shift around. I cannot convert search type to byte. Well, then what? That's an int. Interesting. So it kind of assumes that we're using a byte, which is strange. I mean, if I make this a byte, does it do anything? I mean, yes, but... Well, let's just see what this does. If it's actually using the same color. That is. Because there might be like a different Terraria color and also a like XNA color, so that might be a little bit tricky, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah. We're making a fairy toilet this year, so that's going to be funny. And then we are going to have like a rainbow pixie dust coming out. So I'm making a color shifting system for that. So that's see how that's gonna work out. So this should actually, but we can't convert it to a byte, or can we? No, I need to give the color first. So we give the color, and then we give the. And then this can't be converted to a byte. Yeah, this is going to be an issue, but that's fine. I think, I hope, maybe. Yeah, 255 to this. Okay, and then the color should be adjusted. Okay. Wait. Oh, that's the alpha. I mean, the alpha is fine. Just be 50 or something. Yeah. Let's see if this does anything. Let's first check if this would actually do what I wanted to do. Because this is a bit interesting. So let's just see what this actually does. So yeah, values, what is being added by. I feel like this doesn't really do everything I wanted to do. It just increases a certain aspect of the color, so it's not actually a hue shift. Um, mm, that is going to be tricky because you would want like the yeah, exactly, make this work. Um, let's see what would be the best way to go onto this. So basically, we would want to like shift around you. Which, yeah, that's fine. Which basically means that the value keeps the same. The value remains the same. Same, but the color shifts around. So that's basically what we need to do. I mean, maybe my GitHub Copilot can come up with something. I mean, basically programmers are like, um, we get a lot of help with that, but you shift C sharp. Hmm. It's a shame that the colors don't have like a hue parameter. That would have been so much easier. Um, what's this? X3. Hmm. I might actually leave it for now because it might be a bit tricky to get that right, but yeah. Is that what we wanted to do? No. Let's go back to the toilet first. Always coding is always about takes a little bit of brain power to get the start going. So it's not the increase function; it's the shift function, and specifically the shift U function. And this is going to be called shift amount. And is the color, are the colors the same? Is this also a color that uses the let's see how color works. Yeah. This one uses this is a different kind of color. Because this one uses the integers. And this one, okay. So we actually want to store the color, which we do. Let me think about it. I mean, that's true. Can't understand it. I'm like, yeah, like I'm working on the toilet. Yeah, that's gonna give you some food for thought, I would assume. I'm working on the toilet. Yeah, all kinds of use. So how do I big brain this? So how do I big brain solution this? Um, Disco RGB color for main. Working on the toilet would be main. Be way worse. Uh, Disco RGB color. Yeah, that's. I mean, yes. I can maybe work on this when I actually become smart. Um, Interesting. Yeah, I mean, why not? Yeah, but that's Flash is right. Let's do the simple thing and just stick with vanilla disco stuff. Uh let's go. Let's freaking go. Oh, let's see how this is gonna turn out. Better or worse. Well, that you mean that's brilliant. Yeah, of course. I mean, let's see if it actually works. Oh, hi? Question mark. You're wrong. You're the wrong fairy. I thought I mean I know I mean yes. This isn't right. This isn't right. Fairy toilet. Oh, I still do this, so that's fine. I will remove all of these lines. I don't want. I don't need to spawn a projectile, so. But yeah, I mean, we should go a little bit further than 6 particles. Gonna make it at least 60. I mean, who's playing on 32-bit computer anyway? I mean, Terraria is still limited by 32 bits, but the mod loader isn't. Where are we? Come on. Where are my particles? I feel so, disappointed. I want to see my particles. I don't see my particles. This makes me very disappointed. I think it might have to do with like the positioning. Boss. Spawn X, spawn Y. Yeah, I mean fair, but same time not fair. Um I mean let's just say just use the oh yeah. Um shouldn't it be possibly multiplied by 16? Yes, it should, I think. I mean I didn't think of it. But yeah, because it's yeah. Also, I'm using the wrong thing. I think I might be needing to use the wiring but that's a great get projectile source. Okay. I mean, if it's still the same. Then it shouldn't matter. But if this doesn't work, I will use the multiply by 16 method. Then I can just real pos as pos times 16. Let's just do that. Pos times 6. Yeah, I think that might be it. Thanks, Flash Kirby. It's really great to have like an experienced Terraria modder here as well. Flash Kirby made some of the greatest mods I know. Like he made Expeditions mod, Weapon Out, so it's amazing mods. I love them. Let's see. Look at that! Oh, they all have the same color. It might just be because of the disco. Yeah. This might be a bit much. Or a bit little, rather. How many do we want? More, at least. At least 20? Or at least 30, because why not? And then maybe an additional 30, because yeah, the entity sources are a handful. Yeah, then maybe the we still could make like the hue shifting thing you presume. Yeah, color. Yeah, let me actually visualize that. So you would be multiplying the float, and then that would be based on it's like Galaxy Brain solution, but we'll try. Oh, this basically makes it go from yeah, and then you actually want to have like an offset based on each color, maybe? How would I go about this? Maybe my or add see like what happens if I do this. If I just store the color values. I don't think these suggestions are gonna help a lot. And I already have these values, so our new color is see what my suggestion is gonna do. Yeah. And then you would actually want to have like and I don't think this is gonna work, but it's nice to have some structure going. So now we actually would want to have basically I just want this one to be why is code so hard? Anyway. Mother climb. And basically I just want to take the red value and then slowly shift to the orange and then yellow, green I mean. And then maybe I'm just gonna do that off stream because it will take a lot of research to get that right. That's one of these things that are like complicated code and complicated code. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I love to make art, but that code's a bit. Or maybe I can just Google a solution. That should work though. How to shift a U C#. A color variable. So, yeah. I'm actually not gonna do this because it's gonna be boring. um, just me researching this and looking this up is not gonna be an entertaining stream. So I'm just gonna do something else. Uh, but I tried, and that's the important thing. Like some the things you can code is like are like automatically you can do it easily. And some things that are being coded you actually want to dive deep into it. And maybe a U shift is simple for some, but I'm used to code engines where there's like a U variable, so I still have to look up how I actually get like a proper U shift implemented. Because there's gonna be a lot of trickery related to how the variables are stored and how they are changed, and it's gonna be tricky to do that stream. But yeah, let's see how the toilets work. Yeah, let's go. Still a bit much, but I'll make this method. I still really want to know it because hue shifting is usually something that shouldn't be that hard. So just something you have to wrap your head around. It basically has to do with the way the color is stored on the hard drive. So, or like in XNA. So basically, it's just a fancy vector tree with a lot of values. So then you would actually like want to have like a vector tree rotate, but it's not actually rotating because you kind of just want to shift the values around in a way that the red slowly becomes the green and the green slowly becomes the blue, but the overall total would still be the same. So that's something I like can't really wrap my head around right now. Um, to really imagine how that stuff rotates around. So that's something I'm gonna look at when I'm doing a little bit of research on my own. But enough of that. Let's go back to the toilet. But still, it makes me. I've got this like urge that I want to understand it. That's the annoying part. Is like I really want to wrap my head around this. See why it wouldn't or wouldn't work. Um, it's a shame that I don't have like an actual method for it. A hue shifting method would have been so much better. But it's alright. Matrices, yeah, these are like they kind of make my brain explode. Like I like scripting, but at some point my brain can't keep up with all the complexity, so that's fine. It's not like you have to understand all of that complexity straight away. You can just chip away at it at small pieces, and then there's some complex topics you easily understand, and then there's some that you don't really wrap your head around, and then you slowly learn to understand how it works. That's basically how it works. You mean nobody was born like as an experienced programmer. But yeah, this kind of works, but I don't understand that it goes down so much because it shouldn't be square. So I will look at it. Also, the speed should be randomized, so that's something it's not doing. Speed X. But maybe that has to do with the width and the height. So I'll look at that. Next float. I wonder if this generates like, yeah, it's a float, so it should generate anything in there. But yeah, that's something I know with code is like you can stare at it for like ages, even if it's a simple problem. By staring at the coding problem, you're not gonna like solve it. So sometimes it's better to like let go of the actual problem and just tackle it a later moment and then you actually understand it. So That's the best way to go forward. Let's see how it looks. Oh no. Oh no, it can't be rotated. Yeah, I kinda do like how it looks. Can I sit on it? Can. Okay, these are still a little bit borked. Yeah, exactly. I am the kind of person that is really stubborn with these things. I'm like, I want to solve this and I'm not gonna stop until I have solved it. So I try to be the one that kind of brute forces these things. But, you know, letting go of these things is also really important. I'm actually gonna fix the rotating aspect. This means, this one is fine. We do have like one of the things I still need to do is go to the open Runic mods, items, placeable furniture, with toilet, and I gotta flip this one because in all the vanilla sprites are also flipped. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course you're still in on holiday. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your holiday. Um, I'm also not making a lot. Not gonna continue for a long time anymore because I'm streaming for 2 hours. So, um, but I'm gonna fix this toilet and spend all day on the toilet. That's good advice. Um, I'm enjoying the streaming. So, and a nice interview today too. At a company where I might gonna go work. So I'm very excited about that. Um, of course, if I have like more work, my streaming frequency would like be lower, but that's also dependent on how well my streams go. Like if they go well, then I have more opportunities to continue streaming. So, but I'm not here for the metrics, so don't worry about that. I'm here for fun. Um, let's see. Toilet way, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just gonna compare them again. The toilet and the chair. See why it doesn't work. Style horizontal. 02. 1x2. Do I copy from? Yes, I do. Hmm. But we did solve it for like for the chair, so why didn't this work for the toilet? That's something that confuses me a little bit. But that's fine. Just gonna double check it. I'm actually gonna test if the turning on and off works for the lamps too. The lanterns. Lamp turns. I think it should work. Yeah, that works great. Oh no, that's not. Absolutely not gonna have that. Banana ring. Where were we? Yeah, this works. And then we have chairs. That somehow won't turn. So the left facing one works, but the right facing one doesn't. Okay, but that's fine. I mean, the highlight works, so that's cool. I think it might not have saved the non-highlight one. Oh, I might not have saved this one. That makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah. Yeah, let's save that. And then we have developed the toilet. We have finished the toilet. I mean, for as far as we can call it finished. Yeah. Let's see how well the toilet turned out. I mean, this is probably the most you're gonna hear me say the word toilet in a stream ever, so I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, it's still called chair? Oh, that's interesting. When I destroy a toilet, it drops a chair, so that's not ideal. And when I destroy a chair, it drops nothing. Okay, that's also not ideal. Yeah, let's fix that because toilets should drop toilets and chairs should, well, they should drop chairs. As it should be. But that has to do with tiles, so you should not drop a chair. You should drop a toilet. Oh. Oh, let's hit wire method. And then yes, that should be it. But where does it drop a chair? Something I don't understand. Where's the chair? Hit wire. Right click. Amplifier. Adjacent tiles would be tile ID toilets. Those count as a chair. So this is the tile. So yeah, maybe it has to do with the items. Create tile toilet. Yeah, that's fine. And then create tile toilet. No, that's exactly what shouldn't happen. And that should also resolve the issue because that kinda is the place that decides what kind of tile is placed. So yeah, that should work. That should work. Toilet drops a toilet. And then the chairs. They drop a chair. Let's go. Well, that should be plenty for today. I made some more progress. This is like the most brain dead, or like the most easy to like elaborate parts of modding. So I'm happy to do this on stream. So just to get some insight on how you implement furniture, and for myself to learn it as well. So there were some interesting challenges. That some of them have been resolved, but some of them haven't yet. But it's nice that we have some things, as they say. I'm gonna do one more thing before I'm gonna call it a stream, and that's adding a little sound to the toilet. And yes, that's exactly the sound that actually I'm gonna be real here, and I'm just gonna go and do it the easy way. Well, as far just gonna instantiate the projectile as it is, and then we're gonna use the toilet effect projectile. So we're gonna use both the dust, the pixie dust effect, but then we also still have the normal toilet effect, which should in theory also create the toilet sound. So we'll see how it works. And also the oh yeah, there's still a lot of your furniture to be implemented. If a bath still be implemented, bath tube, and a sink, and a bookshelf. So I can show you a little bit. Just gonna see if this works. Oh my god, yes. I'm not sure if this is the way it should be, but like, okay. I am actually gonna see what what it should do. Okay, let's say we pick up a normal toilet. Is it as much as this? Yes, but also no. I mean, this is better, right? There's so much poop. There's so much poop. Oh my god. Yeah, there's so much poop going on. And they still have this little particle effect, so you still get like the pixie dust, but still like, yeah, there's so much poop. This I actually kind of like it. It's stupid. It's amazing at the same time. Yeah. Okay. But wait, we need to do one more thing. We need to do one more thing. Something very important. Yeah, I mean, Reddit would love this, but I know I can make Reddit love it even more. This is gonna be easy. Basically, instead of the color of this being, I hope this is a thing I can do. Can I do add a color? Please tell me I can change the color. Please. Love that so much. Let me okay. So make a fire variable for the projectile. Please. Love this so much if I could do this. make this a projectile. What? Why? Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that's fine. What? Oh, wait. Can I adjust the color of this projectile? Please. Love that. Alpha. Let me Google that because I really want to know. Projectile color. That's fine. We already have rainbow effects. We just have to increase it. We just have to add. Oh, because I add. Yeah, it creates as many poop projectiles as Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. In that case, I'm just gonna keep this in, just as the way it is, because projectiles. And then we just like make red proud, and we just might make it even more. I mean, hello Redis. You would help. Yeah, color shader change can only be done in projectile code itself. That's a shame. But hey, we have a lot of. I don't even think they can render as many. But yeah, that's something. That's yeah. Yeah, I made this wonderful thing that just shits all over the place. Literally. I guess this kind of works, so. For now, I'm just gonna keep it like this. Can always work it out a little bit better in the future. In any case, thanks for visiting my stream today. I am happy with how the toilet turned out. It was a lot of fun, and I'm sure this toilet is gonna be great. Um, I hope you'll enjoy it when I eventually release it, or I release the mod. I'm probably gonna like get some more color shifting stuff in. Um, After I'm done with the stream, I can slowly like research some of that stuff and really get a good grasp on that hue shifting stuff. And then, yeah, thanks for being here again with my stream. Tomorrow I will do another Starlight River play. I'll continue with the Starlight River playthrough, and next to that, I think that should be it. I will think of some more stuff to do next week. But I hope you all are enjoying my continued activity of streaming. I really wanted to pick this up again and really, yeah, get some stuff going. So thanks for being here, and I will see you all next time.